If saving someone's life meant losing your one chance to escape poverty, would you still stop? Lena Carter stood in HR at Atlas Solutions, hands shaking, holding rejection letter that destroyed everything. "I'm sorry, Ms. Carter, but you missed your scheduled interview yesterday. We filled the position this morning." "I was performing CPR on a dying man at Union Station," Lena said, voice barely steady. "I have hospital documentation." "That's unfortunate. But Atlas Solutions has strict punctuality policies. Missing interview without prior notification indicates poor time management. We can't make exceptions." I called, left 3 voicemails explaining, which we received after the interview window closed. Manager stood, signaling meeting over. "Perhaps you'll prioritize commitments more appropriately next time." Prioritize appropriately. As if choosing between job interview and human life was about priorities. Lena had spent 6 months applying, studied the company, prepared answers, borrowed money for interview clothes. This job meant health insurance for Noah, meant rent paid on time, meant breathing room desperately needed, lost it because she couldn't walk past a man dying on train station bench. What she didn't know, the man she'd saved wasn't just anyone. HR manager dismissing her worked for his company. Security footage captured everything. Her choice to stop the choice that cost her everything was about to expose a system crushing people like her for years. Would you have kept walking? 2 days earlier, Lena's life had been precarious, but functioning balanced on survival's edge like everything in her world. 26 years old, living in one-bedroom South Side Chicago apartment with younger brother Noah, 16. Parents died 3 years ago, car accident. Sudden. The kind of tragedy giving no time to prepare. Lena was 23, Noah 13. No other family, no inheritance except debt and grief. She'd become Noah's guardian overnight. Dropped out of community college where she'd been studying business administration. Started working whatever jobs would hire her immediately. Figured out how to be parent, provider, protector all at once while barely more than child herself. Now she worked 2 jobs. Morning shift at Riverside Cafe, 6 to noon, 5 days weekly, $12 hourly plus tips barely covering groceries. Afternoon and evening at Save Mart stocking shelves, 1 to 9 p.m., 4 days weekly, $13.50 hourly, no benefits, no security. Between both, approximately $2,000 monthly after taxes. Rent was $900, utilities $150, Noah's phone, internet, school supplies, another $100. Food for 2 stretched across 30 days, $300 if careful, which she always was. $550 left for everything else. Clothes, medicine, emergencies, future. Never enough for future. Just enough for now. Noah was brilliant. Straight A's despite everything. Wanted to study engineering. Had dreams of building things, solving problems, making life better. But college required money they didn't have. Money Lena couldn't save from $550 monthly while keeping them barely afloat. Alarm at 5 a.m. daily. Made Noah breakfast, packed lunch, ensured he had school needs. 2 buses to cafe, 6 hours on feet. 2 buses to Save Mart. Stock shelves until closing. 2 buses home. Cook dinner, help homework, sleep 5 hours, repeat. Body ached constantly. Feet had permanent bruises. Stress headaches pulsed during rush periods. Couldn't remember last time buying herself something not from thrift store or clearance rack. But Noah was thriving. Scholarship applications ready. Talking about future like it was real. Possible. That made every exhausted morning, every double shift, every sacrifice worth it. Atlas Solutions position was breakthrough they desperately needed. Administrative assistant. $42,000 annually. Health insurance. Paid time off. Normal hours. Stability. Feeling like lottery. Interview scheduled. Tuesday, 2 p.m. Lena requested time off, weeks advance. Researched company obsessively. Practiced answers until sounding natural. Borrowed $50 from coworker for interview blazer from Goodwill. Everything ready. Everything perfect. Tuesday morning, 1:17 p.m., rushing through Union Station to catch train to interview. she saw him. Lena's mother had raised her on principles that felt almost old-fashioned now. Help when you can. Speak truth even when hard. Never walk past someone in need. "We don't have much, baby," her mother used to say while working double nursing shifts. "But we have our integrity. That's the one thing nobody can take unless you give it away." Her mother lived those words. Stopped for stranded drivers. Brought meals to sick neighbors. Stayed late with patients who had no family, holding hands so they wouldn't die alone. Never complained. Never asked for recognition. She'd died at 49 from heart failure brought by years of stress and untreated hypertension, couldn't afford good insurance despite being nurse. Died helping someone else, staying late for emergency coverage when she should have rested. Lena inherited that stubborn compassion. That impractical belief that stopping for people mattered more than self-protection. Last year, found wallet in Save Mart bathroom, $800 inside. Hands shaking holding it. $800 was 2 months' utilities. Noah's winter coat and new shoes. Breathing room desperately needed. Tracked down owner through ID. Returned everything. Woman offered $20 reward. Lena refused. Co-worker Maria stared like she was insane. "Girl, nobody would have known. That was $800. "I would have known," Lena said quietly. That was the line. The part she refused to compromise no matter how desperate. Values her mother died embodying. But Lena also understood something her mother hadn't seemed to grasp. The world didn't reward people for being good. It punished them. Took advantage of kindness. Ground them down while rewarding those who looked out only for themselves. She'd seen it her whole life. Watched her mother give until giving killed her. Watched landlords raise rent, knowing tenants had nowhere else. Watched employers cut hours right before benefits qualified. Watched the world operate on principle that compassion was weakness to exploit. When Lena lay awake at night, too exhausted to sleep, she sometimes wondered, what was the point? Why maintain integrity in system designed to punish it? Why be good when being ruthless paid better? She never found satisfying answer. Just kept choosing the hard way because she didn't know how to be anyone else. Rich people became rich by taking, not giving. Powerful people stayed powerful by crushing others. System wasn't designed to protect people like Lena and Noah, designed to extract everything until nothing left. Lena knew this, understood bone deep. Yet she couldn't become like them, couldn't walk past suffering, couldn't prioritize money over humanity, couldn't be person who looked at someone drowning and calculated whether helping was worth inconvenience. That refusal, stubborn, impractical, self-destructive refusal to compromise values was both her greatest strength and fatal flaw. Thing that made her human. Thing that would destroy her. Some principles, her mother taught, were worth dying for. Lena just hadn't realized she might be asked to prove it. The Atlas Solutions interview wasn't just important. It was everything. Lena had been working toward this moment for 6 months. Seen job posting in March, spent weeks crafting perfect application, followed up persistently but professionally. When interview invitation arrived, she'd read email 17 times to make sure real. Administrative assistant to executive team, $42,000 annually, full health insurance, medical, dental, vision, paid vacation, sick days, retirement matching, normal hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. For someone earning $25,000 yearly working 70 hours across 2 jobs with 0 benefits, this was transformation. Survival becoming stability. Numbers were brutal and simple. Current income, $2,000 monthly. After rent, utilities, Noah's needs, food, she had $550 left monthly for everything else. Medical emergencies meant choosing between electricity and medicine. Noah's school trip meant choosing between his opportunity and grocery budget. $42,000 annually meant $3,500 monthly. After taxes, approximately $2,600. After rent and utilities, $1,500 left for everything else. Nearly triple current amount. Health insurance meant not avoiding doctor appointments. Meant Noah could get asthma inhaler refilled without calculating affordability. Meant if Lena got sick increasingly often from exhaustion, she could see doctor instead of pushing through. Paid time off meant if Noah had school event, she could attend without losing wages. Meant if emergency happened, she had buffer. Meant breathing room between disaster and catastrophe. But more than money, this job meant Noah's future. She'd calculated obsessively. With this salary, could save $500 monthly. 2 years, that was $12,000 enough for Noah's first-year community college, while earning scholarships for transfer to 4-year university. Enough to make engineering dreams possible instead of fantasy. This job was escape route from generational poverty, was opportunity her parents never had, was everything Lena sacrificed for. Interview. Tuesday, 2 p.m. She'd prepared for weeks. Researched Atlas Solutions until could recite mission statement. Studied common interview questions. Practiced answers with Noah, timing her. Borrowed professional clothes. Planned route to arrive 20 minutes early. Train from South Side to downtown took 35 minutes. Leave 1:15, arrive 1:50, 10 minutes buffer. Nothing could go wrong. Except Tuesday morning, Save Mart called. Overnight inventory called in sick. Could Lena cover 6 to 10 a.m.? 4 extra hours meant $48 extra. Money needed. Said yes. Worked shift. Home 10:45. Showered, changed into interview clothes. Left 1:10 instead of 1:15, 5 minutes behind, but still fine. Arrived Union Station 1:47. Train to downtown departed 1:52. She'd make it with 5 minutes spare. Going to make it. Everything going to change. Noah's future secured. Finally going to be okay. Walking through Union Station's main terminal at 1:48 p.m., she saw him. An elderly man sat slumped on bench near track 7, rain from broken skylight dripping onto him. Expensive suit soaked, face gray, sweating despite cold. One hand clutched chest, other gripped bench edge like afraid of falling. Breathing was wrong. Shallow, rapid, irregular. Kind, meaning something very wrong. Lena's nursing instincts learned watching her mother, years absorbing medical knowledge secondhand, screamed. Cardiac event? Possibly heart attack. Possibly medication interaction. Definitely emergency. Union Station rush hour was chaos. Thousands of commuters flowing past like river around rock. People glanced at man. Some looked concerned. Nobody stopped. Why would they? Stopping meant missing trains, missing connections, being late to jobs, meetings, obligations. Stopping meant making someone else's emergency your problem. Lena checked phone, 1:48 p.m. Her train departed 4 minutes. If she ran now, she'd make it. Barely. Looked at man, lips turning blue, hand gone from gripping bench to clawing chest. Someone else would stop. Had to stop. Thousands of people here. Medical professionals. Off-duty EMTs. Someone more qualified than her who didn't have interview in 45 minutes. That would change entire life. She took step toward platform. Then stopped. Behind man, mounted high on support column, was security camera. Black dome, red light blinking. Pointed directly at this terminal section. Recording everything. Recording hundreds walking past dying man without stopping. Recording her, if she walked past, too. Lena thought about her mother, about values feeling impractical, about line between who she was and who world pressured her to become. Thought about Noah, waiting at home, excited about interview, believing his sister was about to change their lives. Thought about $42,000. Health insurance. Future. Everything riding on making that train. Man's breathing hitched. Sound like drowning. Lena's feet moved before conscious mind decided. Kneeling beside him, hand on shoulder, phone already out. Sir? Can you hear me? I'm calling for help. Dialed 911 as her train that would have gotten her downtown with 15 minutes spare pulled out of station behind her. Train carrying her future away. Later, when everything collapsed and Lena was trying to understand how choice to save someone destroyed her, she'd remember that camera. Remember thinking it was recording. Remember assuming if she did right thing, helped when others walked past, evidence would matter. She had no idea how right she was, how wrong, how that footage would become both weapon used against her and evidence that would save her. But that revelation was days away. Right now, kneeling beside dying stranger, watching train disappear, all Lena knew was she'd just sacrificed everything, and she couldn't even regret it. 911, what's your emergency? Union Station, track 7. Elderly man, approximately 70s, cardiac distress, severe chest pain, difficulty breathing, diaphoresis, cyanosis developing. Are you medical professional? No, but my mother was nurse. I know what I'm seeing. Needs ambulance immediately. Dispatching now. Stay online. Can you check if he's responsive? Lena touched man's shoulder gently. Sir, can you hear me? What's your name? Man's eyes flickered, struggled to focus. Henry, he whispered. Henry, can't breathe. Henry, I'm Lena. Ambulance is coming, I'm staying with you. Are you taking any medications? Heart, beta blockers, took extra stress. Words came in gasps. Beta blocker overdose. That explained cardiac depression, breathing difficulty, potentially lethal if untreated. Lena relayed information to dispatcher. Checked pulse weak, thready, irregular. Breathing rate 24 per minute, shallow. Classic cardiovascular compromise signs. Around them, commuters continued flowing past. Some slowed, most didn't. Few pulled out phones recording maybe or checking time. Nobody else stopped. Lena's phone buzzed. Text from Noah. Good luck, sis. You're gonna crush it. Chest constricted. 1:52 p.m. train gone. Interview 2 p.m. downtown 35 minutes away. Even if ambulance came immediately, even if she left right now, couldn't make it. This was the moment. Choice fully crystallized. She could tell dispatcher someone else would stay. Could run to platform, catch next train in 8 minutes, arrive downtown 2:35. Could call Atlas Solutions, explain she'd be late, beg for chance. Or stay. See this through. Make sure Henry didn't die alone on bench while hundreds pretended not to see him dying. One choice meant maybe salvaging interview. Small chance, but chance. Other choice meant definitely losing it. Definitely sacrificing 6 months' work. Definitely abandoning escape route from poverty. Why was she the one facing this choice? Why not someone without everything riding on making that train? Why not someone with stable job, savings, buffer between them and catastrophe? Why did doing right thing always cost people who could least afford it? Henry's hand found hers, gripping weakly. Breathing, getting worse. If she left, would anyone else stay? Or would they all assume someone else would handle it, the way humans always did when faced with someone else's suffering? She thought about that camera, about hundreds it was recording walking past, about what it meant to be person who stopped versus person who kept walking, about who she was versus who she needed to be to survive in world punishing compassion. Ma'am? Ambulance ETA 6 minutes. Can you continue monitoring patient? Lena looked at phone, at Noah's hopeful text, at time ticking past her future. Yes, she said quietly. I'm staying. Would you sacrifice everything to save someone you don't know? When walking away means saving yourself? Lena stayed on knees on cold concrete, hand monitoring Henry's weakening pulse, watching time destroy her future minute by minute. 1:54 p.m. Interview in 6 minutes. No way to make it now. She pulled out phone with free hand, called Atlas Solutions with shaking fingers. Atlas Solutions, how may I direct your call? HR department, please. I have interview scheduled for 2 p.m. Transfer, hold music, each second bleeding away. HR, this is Jennifer. Hi, this is Lena Carter. I have interview at 2 p.m. for administrative assistant position. I'm at Union Station with medical emergency. Man having cardiac episode. I called 911, staying with him until ambulance arrives. I won't make it on time. Can we reschedule? Pause. Long enough that Lena could hear judgment forming. Ms. Carter, interview slots are scheduled precisely to assess candidate punctuality and time management. Are you currently the only person with this individual? Lena looked around. Hundreds flowing past, not one stopping. Yes. Then I'd suggest calling station security to handle it. Your interview begins in 5 minutes. He could die. I understand, but that's not Atlas Solutions' responsibility. If you're unable to make scheduled time, I can note that in your file. Note that in your file. Code for, you've failed before you started. Please, I'll come as soon as ambulance arrives. 30 minutes. This man needs help. Ms. Carter, Atlas Solutions values candidates who can prioritize effectively. If you choose to miss this interview, that choice reflects your professional judgment. I'll mark you as no-show. Line went dead. Lena stared at phone. No-show. Not emergency. Not rescheduled. No-show. They'd made assessment. She'd failed their test. Choosing human life over punctuality meant she lacked professional judgment. Around her, silent witnesses continued walking. People who'd heard her conversation. People who could see elderly man struggling to breathe. People who could stop, could help, could share burden. Nobody stopped. Because stopping was what losers did. Winners kept walking. Winners prioritized obligations over strangers' suffering. Winners made interviews on time by stepping over dying people. That was how system worked. How people got ahead. Not by being compassionate. By being ruthless enough to keep walking. Lena understood with perfect clarity. World didn't reward people like her mother. It fed on them. Consumed goodness and gave nothing back but exhaustion and early graves. She could still leave, could tell Henry she was sorry, someone else would come, she had to go, could run to platform, next train in 4 minutes, could show up late, apologize, maybe salvage something. Henry's grip on her hand tightened. Eyes found hers, frightened, grateful, human. "Thank you," he whispered. "For stopping." Lena's throat closed. Of course. But it wasn't of course. It was rare, exceptional, stupid. Thing that made her like her mother. Thing that would destroy her same way. In distance, sirens. Ambulance coming. Her future leaving. Paramedics arrived 2:01 p.m. 2 professionals moving with efficient urgency, equipment ready. "I'm Lena. I called it in. Henry, approximately 70s, beta blocker overdose, cardiac depression, respiratory distress worsening." Lead paramedic badge read Rodriguez gave sharp look. "You medical?" "No, my mother was nurse." "Good call on beta blocker, probably saved him." Rodriguez and partner moved in. Oxygen mask, vitals check, IV line. "How long you been with him?" "Since 1:48. "You the one who found him?" "I'm the one who stopped." Rodriguez glanced around at crowds still flowing past, then back at Lena with something like respect. "Most people don't." They loaded Henry onto gurney. His hand reached toward Lena weakly. "Miss, thank you. What's your name?" "Lena Carter." "Lena Carter," he repeated, memorizing. "Thank you for stopping." Rodriguez looked at her. "You riding with?" Lena checked phone. 2:03 p.m. Interview was 3 minutes ago. Already over. Already failed. Nothing left to salvage. "Yeah," she said quietly. "I'll ride with." Climbed into ambulance. Doors closed. Sirens started. Through back window, watched Union Station disappear, place where her future died while she'd been trying to save someone else's life. Phone buzzed. Noah. How'd it go? Tell me everything. Lena stared at message, unable to respond. How did she explain she'd just destroyed their escape route? How did she tell her brilliant brother that college fund, engineering dreams, entire future had evaporated because she couldn't walk past dying stranger? At hospital, they rushed Henry to emergency. Doctor confirmed severe beta-blocker toxicity, cardiac arrhythmia, near fatal without intervention. Lena's quick response and accurate information critical. You potentially saved his life, doctor told her. Good instincts. Good instincts. Wrong priorities. That's what Atlas Solutions would say. Hospital asked for Henry's emergency contact. He was disoriented, couldn't remember numbers. Lena stayed while they stabilized him, made sure he wasn't alone. By time she left Northwestern Memorial, 4:47 p.m. Too late for everything. She took train home in daze, wearing borrowed interview blazer, makeup smeared, professional facade destroyed. Noah was waiting, excited face falling when he saw her expression. Lena? What happened? Did you get it? She looked at her baby brother, whose future she'd just sacrificed and couldn't find words. How did you explain you'd chosen stranger over family? That you'd let principles destroy practical needs? That you'd done exactly what their mother would have done, and it had cost them everything? I missed it, Lena said, voice hollow. Medical emergency. Man having heart attack at train station. I stopped to help, called 911, stayed with him. Missed the train. Missed the interview. Noah's face went through emotions too fast to track. Confusion. Understanding. Horror. But you called them? Explained? During. They said I was choosing poorly, prioritizing wrong, marked me no-show. No-show? Noah's voice cracked. You were saving someone's life. They didn't care. Silence. Long and terrible. Can you reschedule? They filled position this morning. I went to office today. They said missing interview indicated poor time management. Should have kept my commitment. Your commitment? Noah stared. Someone was dying. I know. So what happens now? What happened now? Question with no good answer. Lena had calculated on train ride home. Math making stomach turn. Without Atlas Solutions, back to current situation. $2,000 monthly. $550 after expenses. No path to savings. No college fund. SaveMart had fired her for missing afternoon shift called, explained emergency. They'd said unauthorized absence meant termination. One job left. Riverside Cafe. 12 hourly. Maybe $1,100 monthly after taxes. Not enough for rent and utilities both. Would have to choose. Lease was month to month. Landlord had been patient, but patience had limits. Already 2 weeks late on rent. Without SaveMart income, couldn't catch up. Noah was watching, seeing calculations happening real time. We're going to lose the apartment, he said quietly. Not question. Statement. Lena couldn't answer. Couldn't confirm what they both knew. I can drop out, Noah said suddenly. Get job. We can both work. No. Voice steel. You're not dropping out. You're finishing high school. You're going to college. Non-negotiable. But if we can't afford... I'll figure it out. How? She had no answer, no plan. Nothing except determination and sinking realization that determination didn't pay rent. Cost of doing right thing wasn't abstract anymore. It was concrete, immediate, brutal. She'd saved Henry's life, and it was going to destroy theirs. Wednesday morning, Lena returned to Atlas Solutions to try one more time. Maybe if she spoke to someone higher up. Maybe if they saw hospital documentation. Maybe still chance. HR manager Jennifer, according to nameplate, looked at Lena with barely concealed irritation. Ms. Carter, I thought we were clear yesterday. Please, 5 minutes. I have documentation from Northwestern Memorial. Man I helped nearly died. Doctor confirmed my intervention was critical. I can prove... Prove what, exactly? Jennifer's tone, ice. That you chose to involve yourself in situation that wasn't your responsibility, instead of honoring commitment to us? He would have died. That's speculation. You're not medical professional. You made judgment call that cost you this opportunity. Jennifer leaned back, arms crossed. Ms. Carter, let me be frank. Atlas Solutions needs employees who understand priorities, who can make difficult decisions under pressure. What you demonstrated was inability to prioritize professional obligations. I demonstrated basic human compassion. You demonstrated poor judgment. Her voice hardened. You saw someone in distress and inserted yourself instead of letting proper authorities handle it. You could have called station security, then continued to interview. Instead, you played hero. That's not decision-making we value. Lena felt something crack inside. You're saying I should have walked past dying man to make job interview? I'm saying functional adults understand you can't save everyone. Sometimes you prioritize your own needs. That's not cruelty, that's reality. Jennifer stood, signaling meeting over. Honestly, Miss Carter, your resume already showed red flags. Gaps in employment, no degree, 2 low-wage service jobs. We took chance on you for this interview. Your inability to show up confirmed our concerns about your reliability. The way she said it, slight pause, emphasis, made clear what she really meant. Your class, your background, your kind. Position has been filled by someone who demonstrated better judgment and time management. Someone who understands professional expectations. I suggest you reflect on this experience and make better choices in future. Good luck. Jennifer opened door, waiting for Lena to leave. Lena looked at her. That woman who had decided choosing human life over punctuality indicated character flaw. That system punishing compassion and rewarding callousness. The man I helped gave his name as Henry. He was terrified, alone. Hundreds walked past. I'm not sorry I stopped, even if it cost me everything, because that's difference between us. You see stopping as failure. I see walking past as something I couldn't live with. Jennifer's expression didn't change. Then I suppose we both made correct assessment. You're not Atlas Solutions material. Have nice day, Ms. Carter. Door closed. Lena stood in hallway, professional rejection complete. She'd done right thing, saved life, and system punished her for it with perfect cold efficiency. Thursday morning, eviction notice taped to door. Notice to vacate. Failure to pay rent within 72 hours will result in legal eviction. Outstanding balance, $1,800 plus late fees, $150. Total, $1,950. Payment by 5 p.m. Monday or sheriff enforces removal. 72 hours to find $19.50 she didn't have. Called Riverside Cafe, begged extra shifts. Manager said overstaffed, couldn't give more hours. Lucky to keep current hours. Applied 12 jobs online, entry level, retail, fast food, anything. Most required immediate availability. None paid first check-in time. Community assistance office. Waited 3 hours. Emergency rental assistance had 12-week waiting list. Got list of homeless shelters. Called landlord, Mr. Patterson. Explained. Asked extension, payment plan, anything. Mrs. Carter, you're already 2 weeks late. I've been patient. But I have mortgage. You're good tenant when you pay. But if you can't, I need someone who can. Business is business. Business is business. Universal excuse for callousness. Thursday afternoon at Riverside, coworker Maria approached during break. Girl, heard about Atlas Solutions. That's brutal. Yeah. But why'd you stop? You knew you had interview. You knew how important. Because he would have died. But someone else could have helped. Station security. Other people. Why you? Because everyone else was walking past. Okay. But that's their choice. You had huge opportunity. Worked so hard. Threw it away for stranger. Noble, I guess. But also stupid? Maria said it gently, trying to help, pointing out obvious truth. You can't save everyone. Sometimes save yourself first. That's not selfish, that's smart. Look where being noble got you. Fired. Eviction. Brother's college fund gone. Was saving that old man worth all that? Question hung. Lena had been asking since Tuesday, running calculations. If she'd walked past, she'd have made interview, gotten job, changed everything. One stranger versus her entire future, Noah's future. What was ethical equation? How weigh strangers' life against family's survival? I don't know. I just couldn't walk past. That's your problem. You're too good. World isn't built for people like you. It eats people like you alive. She was right. Mother had been too good. Given everything. Died exhausted and broke except 2 children she'd tried protecting. Being good got Mother early grave. Was getting them eviction. What was point of integrity if integrity left you homeless? Lena went back to work, question unanswered. Served coffee, cleaned tables, smiled on autopilot, wondered if she'd made terrible mistake, if she should have walked past like hundreds, if being person who stopped was worth losing everything. System didn't punish people who walked past. It punished people who stopped. That was the lesson. That was reality. And Lena was learning it the hardest way possible. Friday morning, serving breakfast rush, Lena overheard 2 businessmen at corner booth discussing Atlas Solutions. Did you see that viral video? Woman stopped to help some guy at Union Station. CPR, whole thing. Got like 2 million views. Lena's hands froze holding coffee pot. Yeah, saw it. Pretty incredible. Guy would have died if she hadn't stopped. Atlas Solutions fired her for it, though, or didn't hire her. She missed interview helping him. Seriously? That's cold. That's business. Can't have employees who can't prioritize. They kept talking, but Lena couldn't hear over blood rushing in ears. Viral video. 2 million views. On break, pulled out phone, searched Union Station CPR woman. Found it immediately. Video filmed from elevated angle, probably commuter on upper level. Showed Lena kneeling beside Henry, phone to ear, checking pulse. Showed crowds flowing past. Showed her staying, refusing to leave. Comments section thousands deep. This woman is hero. Everyone else just walked past SMH. Atlas Solutions should be ashamed. Anyone know who she is? Start GoFundMe. But also, she probably wanted attention. Convenient someone was filming. Easy to play hero when you have nothing to lose. If I had important interview, I'd call 911 and keep going. That's smart. People she'd never meet debating her choices. Some calling hero, some calling fool, none understanding what it actually cost. She noticed people tagging Atlas Solutions, asking why they'd rejected her, demanding explanations. Company's response pinned at top from Jennifer. Atlas Solutions appreciates concern, but personnel decisions are confidential. We maintain high standards for reliability and professionalism. We wish Ms. Carter well in future endeavors. Professional, polite, devastating. Translation: we're not wrong, she is. Back at apartment that evening, Noah showed her more. Story picked up by local news. Good Samaritan loses job opportunity after saving life. Interviews with people at Union Station. Most said they'd walked past because didn't know what was happening or thought someone else would help. One woman, expensive suit, said on camera, I saw her kneeling there, but I had important meeting. I assumed she had it under control. That's not my fault. I had obligations. Noah muted video. Lena, this is everywhere. People talking about it. Maybe this helps? Maybe Atlas Solutions changes their mind. But Lena knew better. Viral video didn't pay rent. Public sympathy didn't feed them. Online support didn't stop eviction. And Atlas Solutions had already responded. Doubled down. Made clear. She'd failed their test. Video had millions of views. thousands of strangers praising courage. But people who actually mattered, HR manager with power to hire, landlord with power to house them, system with power to help, they'd already decided. Compassion was nice for viral videos. Feel-good stories people shared while drinking morning coffee. But when it came to actual consequences, choosing between principled person and profitable person, system chose profit every time. Nobody was coming to save them, video or no video. Millions of views meant nothing if nobody with actual power cared enough to act. Monday morning, 48 hours until eviction deadline. Lena had $19.50 to find, had $4.23 in checking after weekend tips, needed $15.27 more, mathematically impossible. She sat at kitchen table with Noah, doing calculations that didn't add up. We could ask church, Noah suggested. Pastor Williams helps people sometimes. They helped with Mom's funeral. Can't ask again. Friends from high school? Most are struggling like us. The ones doing okay moved away. Silence. Weight of reality pressing down. Her phone rang. Unknown number. Probably debt collector. She almost didn't answer. But something made her pick up. Hello? Ms. Carter? Detective Sarah Morrison, Chicago PD. I'm investigating incident at Union Station last Tuesday. Do you have few minutes? Stomach dropped. What kind of incident? Security footage review. Can you confirm you were at Union Station Tuesday afternoon around 1:48 p.m.? Yes. I helped man having cardiac episode. Called 911, stayed until ambulance arrived. And you missed job interview because of this? Yes. Atlas Solutions. Administrative assistant position. Can you tell me what happened after you left hospital? Lena explained. Interview rejection. Marked no-show. Wednesday meeting with Jennifer. Being told she'd demonstrated poor judgment. Detective was quiet. Then, Ms. Carter, we pulled full security footage from Union Station. Multiple angles. We're seeing something interesting in timeline. Can you come to station this afternoon? I'd like you to review footage with me. Why? What did you find? Just some inconsistencies we're trying to understand. Would 3 p.m. work? Yes. I can be there. Great. Ask for me at front desk. And Mrs. Carter? Bring any documentation from that day. Hospital records, paramedic reports, phone logs, showing when you called Atlas Solutions, everything. Call ended. Noah looked at her. What was that about? Detective wants me to look at security footage, says there are inconsistencies. Inconsistencies in what? She didn't say. Lena sat there, phone in hand, mind racing. Why would police investigate? What inconsistencies? She'd helped Henry. Missed interview. Been rejected. That was whole story. Except, maybe it wasn't. Maybe security footage showed something she hadn't seen. Maybe cameras caught more than just her helping Henry. Maybe someone else had been watching too. Small flicker stirred in chest. Not hope exactly. She'd learned not to trust hope. But possibility. Question mark where before only dead ends. 48 hours until eviction. 15:27 short. And detective asking questions about footage. Lena didn't know what it meant. Didn't dare believe it could change anything. But at 3 p.m., she'd find out what those cameras had seen. What inconsistencies meant. What truth had been recorded while she'd been focused on saving life. Sometimes evidence mattered. Sometimes truth fought back. Maybe this was one of those times. At 3 p.m., Lena sat in Chicago PD conference room watching Detective Morrison set up laptop. Thank you for coming. I want to show you something. Pulled up video. Security footage from Union Station, Tuesday 1:30 to 2:15 p.m. Screen showed main terminal. Timestamp 1:30. Crowds moving, rush hour. Watch camera 7, elevated position. 1:42 p.m. Man in expensive suit. Henry walking through terminal. Slowly. Unsteady. Stopped. Leaned against column, hand on chest. 1:44 p.m. Henry sat on bench, hunched, clearly in distress. People flowed past, dozens, hundreds. Some glanced. Nobody stopped. 1:48 p.m. Lena appeared. Saw Henry. Hesitated. Knelt. Phone out. That's you calling 911? Timestamp 1:48:23? Yes. Now watch this. Different angle. Camera 12. Shows your back, but shows everyone walking past. Lena watched herself staying with Henry. Watched crowds continuing. People looking, then looking away. Recognize any of these people? Lena studied faces. Strangers. Commuters. Nobody she knew. Then, 1:51 p.m. she saw her. Woman in dark blazer and skirt. Professional. Walking past bench where Lena knelt with Henry. Woman glanced down, met Lena's eyes briefly, kept walking. Wait. That woman. Pause. Detective froze frame. Lena leaned forward. That's Jennifer. Atlas Solutions HR, the one who rejected me. Detective nodded. Certain? Absolutely. So person who told you that you demonstrated poor judgment by stopping walked past him herself without stopping. Implication hung. Something else. Detective pulled up document. Call log from Atlas Solutions. Your call came in 1:54 p.m. Transferred to Jennifer at 1:55. Call lasted 3 minutes 42 seconds. Pulled up another clip. Same Jennifer, camera 9, platform level, timestamp 1:56 p.m. Screen showed Jennifer on platform, phone to ear. In background, Lena visible in distance, still kneeling with Henry. She was on phone with you while she could literally see you helping him. She knew exactly what you were doing. She'd walked past same man minutes earlier. Lena stared. She saw him, saw he needed help, kept walking, then told me I'd made poor choice by stopping. That's what evidence shows. Why? Why punish me for doing what she chose not to do? Not criminal question, human nature question. But there's more. We've been investigating Atlas Solutions, employment discrimination complaints. This footage became relevant. What did you find? Pattern. Punishing people for demonstrating values company claims to have. And Ms. Carter, the man you saved? Henry Whitmore, founder of Whitmore Global, parent company of Atlas Solutions. Lena's world tilted. He wants to meet you tomorrow, and he's bringing lawyers. Lena left police station in days. Henry Whitmore, founder of Whitmore Global, parent company of Atlas Solutions. Man she'd saved owned company that rejected her. She should feel vindicated. Evidence existed. Henry wanted to meet. But all Lena felt was weight of knowing truth too late. Tomorrow was Tuesday. Eviction deadline 5 p.m. Still needed 15:27. Meeting wouldn't materialize money by deadline. Back at apartment, Noah waiting. What happened? Lena told him. Footage of Jennifer walking past, phone timeline, pattern evidence, Henry's identity. Meeting tomorrow. Does this help? With rent? Meeting is tomorrow, but eviction is tomorrow. Even if Henry offers something, won't process in time. Silence. Maybe ask landlord for extension? Show him news? Tell about meeting? Desperate hope. But desperate was all they had. Lena called Mr. Patterson. Explained. Meeting with Henry Whitmore tomorrow. Just needed few days. I've seen news. Situation is complicated, but I have mortgage. I've given extra time. Unless you pay by 5 p.m. tomorrow, I proceed with eviction. What if I had half? $975 tomorrow, rest by Friday? Long pause. If you have $975 cash by 5 p.m. tomorrow, I give until Friday for remaining. Final extension. Friday 5 p.m. or Sheriff Saturday. 975. She had 423. Needed 552 by 5 p.m. tomorrow. Still impossible. Less impossible. Riverside owes me tomorrow's tips. If busy lunch, maybe 150. Still 400 short. I could sell my laptop, Noah offered. Maybe 200? You need that. Doesn't matter if we're homeless. He was right. Okay, sell laptop morning. I work lunch, collect tips, maybe 623 total. Still 350 short. Ask Maria? Already borrowed, haven't paid back. They sat doing math that didn't add up, waiting for meeting that might change everything or nothing. Lena had done right thing. Evidence proved it. But truth didn't pay rent. Justice didn't stop eviction. Being right didn't mean winning. 24 hours left. 350 short. Meeting tomorrow. No guarantee any of it mattered. If she'd walked past Henry like Jennifer did, she'd have gotten job. 42,000 salary. Apartment secured. Noah's future safe. Instead, stopped. Saved life. Did right thing. Tomorrow might lose everything anyway. That was price of integrity in world that didn't value it. Lena looked at Noah. Brilliant, brave, 16 years old and offering to sell laptops so they could stay housed. Brother who deserved so much better than sister who couldn't protect him because she couldn't walk past dying stranger. I'm sorry, she whispered. Don't be, Noah said fiercely. You did what Mom would have done. What anyone should have done. They're wrong. Not you. Being right and being homeless weren't mutually exclusive. Tomorrow would prove which mattered more to world that punished compassion, having evidence or having money. Lena suspected she already knew answer. Tuesday, 8 a.m. 9 hours left. Noah sold laptop 180, 603 total, 372 short. Riverside lunch shift. Tips 132, 735 total, 240 short. 2 p.m. Detective Morrison called. Henry Whitmore here, can you come? Only in Chicago until 4. 3 hours until deadline. 2 buses. Arrived 2:53. 2 hours, 7 minutes. Conference room. Henry Whitmore man from Station Alert, healthy. Beside him, son David, CEO Whitmore Global. Rebecca Chen, legal counsel. Henry stood, extended hand. Lena, wanted to meet since I woke. How are you? Alive, thanks to you. Doctor said few more minutes, brain damage or death. Glad you're okay. My son David, Rebecca Chen. Henry leaned forward. Direct. I know what happened. You missed interview saving me. They rejected you. Jennifer Kwan walked past me, punished you for stopping. Folder. We investigated. Atlas Solutions systematically discriminating against compassionate candidates, particularly working class. David. Jennifer rejected 14 candidates 2 years. 11 people of color or low income. Targets 2 soft people. Rebecca. Emails show Jennifer prefers business first over bleeding heart. Discriminatory. Illegal. Henry Grimm. Ends today. Jennifer terminated. Atlas under review. But doesn't undo what you lost. Looked directly. I know eviction. Deadline today. Brother's laptop. Everything sacrificed. Can't let that stand. Slid envelope. Cashier's check. Rent, late fees, 3 months advance. Brother's laptop replacement. College fees. Lena stared, shaking. Not all. Offering position. Whitmore Global Headquarters. My executive assistant. 75,000 starting. Silence. Why? You don't owe me this. Yes, I do, Henry said. You gave me my life when you had every reason to walk past. Cost you everything. Can't repay that, but I can try. David. My father nearly died because hundreds, including our employee, chose convenience over compassion. You were different. Rebecca. We're filing civil rights complaint against Atlas hiring practices. Your case as evidence. What happened to you is changing system. Lena looked at envelope. Check that would save them. Job that would transform everything. Justice arriving barely in time. 2 hours until deadline. Evidence mattered. Truth fought back. She opened envelope. Check for $5,000. More than enough. "Thank you," she managed. Henry smiled. "Thank you for stopping. For being person who helps when everyone else walks past. World needs more people like you. I'm going to make sure world stops punishing them for it." David handed her business card. "Job starts Monday if you want it. Or take time. Position's yours when ready." Lena looked at card. At proof that sometimes, not always, but sometimes doing right thing didn't destroy you. Sometimes it saved you too. Lena left police station 3:47 p.m. with cashier's check, arriving at Mr. Patterson's office 4:23 p.m. 37 minutes before deadline. Handed him check for $5,000. He looked surprised, relieved, guilty. "Ms. Carter, I saw news. Glad things worked out." Things worked out. As if discrimination, near homelessness, brother selling laptop were just bumps smoothing themselves. But she had apartment, job offer, breathing room. That night told Noah everything. "So you won," Noah grinned. Had she? Jennifer fired. Atlas investigated. Lena had job and rent paid. But what about next person? Next compassionate candidate rejected? Next worker punished for choosing humanity over policy? Wednesday morning, news broke nationally. Tech billionaire exposes discrimination after woman saves his life. Story detailed everything. Footage of Jennifer walking past Henry. Timeline. Pattern. Emails showing discriminatory intent. Public reaction fierce. Hashtag Justice for Lena trended. Atlas ratings plummeted. Former employees came forward. But also backlash. Getting rewarded for bare minimum. Convenient billionaire was guy she helped. Rich guy buying PR. Thursday, Henry held press conference. Lena watched from apartment. Henry at podium, David and Rebecca flanking. Screen displayed security footage time-stamped, clear, undeniable. 10 days ago, I collapsed at Union Station. Cardiac emergency. Dying. Hundreds walked past, including Jennifer Kwan, HR manager at Atlas Solutions, my subsidiary. Screen showed Jennifer walking past Henry 1:51 p.m. Clear face. Glance down. Choice to keep walking. 3 minutes later, Jennifer was on phone with Lena Carter, woman who'd stopped to help me. Woman performing first aid, missing interview to save my life. And Jennifer told Lena she was demonstrating poor judgment. Split screen. Jennifer on phone. Lena kneeling with Henry in distance. Jennifer marked Lena no-show, rejected her, told her she'd failed our standards. Expression hardened. We investigated Atlas hiring. Pattern emerged. Over 2 years, Jennifer rejected 14 candidates for poor time management. 11 were people of color or working class. Screen showed emails. Bleeding heart tendencies. Too soft. Business comes first. Jennifer targeted candidates she perceived as too compassionate, too ethical, too human. Created culture rewarding callousness, punishing decency. David stepped forward. We've terminated Jennifer. Full review of Atlas practices, formal apology to 14 rejected candidates, compensation offered, new hiring protocols valuing compassion as strength. Rebecca. Filed EEOC complaints regarding discrimination, cooperating with investigations. Establishing compassionate leadership initiative across Whitmore global policies, ensuring employees aren't punished for helping emergencies. Henry returned. But this isn't just Atlas. This is corporate culture treating compassion as liability. Punishing people for stopping. Rewarding those who walk past suffering for more important obligations. Looked at camera. Lena saved my life at enormous cost. Lost job opportunity. Lost income. Nearly lost home. Brother sold laptop for rent. This happened to woman who chose human life over punctuality. Pause. Meanwhile, Jennifer, who walked past me dying, was comfortably employed, praised for high standards, rewarded with bonuses. System punished compassion, rewarded callousness. That ends now. Not just Whitmore Global. I'm calling on every company, every leader. Examine your systems. Ask if you're rewarding people who help or people who walk past. If you're promoting compassion or punishing it. Voice intensified. Lena is not exceptional for stopping. She's exceptional for being one of few who did. That's damning. Says something terrible about culture we've created where helping stranger is character flaw instead of strength. Held up folder. I'm establishing Lena Carter Compassionate Action Fund. $50 million. Supporting people who lose jobs, opportunities, income because they stopped to help emergency. No one should choose between saving life and saving future. Compassion should never be punished. Final statement. Jennifer walked past me dying because she had interview to conduct. Lena stopped because she couldn't walk past suffering. One demonstrated Atlas values. Other demonstrated values I want my companies to embody. I chose wrong judgment. Correcting now. Conference ended. Lena sat processing. Henry hadn't just defended her, declared war on system punishing people like her, used power, wealth, influence to change corporate culture. Truth mattered. Evidence mattered. But they mattered because someone with power decided to wield it for justice. That was lesson. Uncomfortable lesson. Doing right thing wasn't enough. Having evidence wasn't enough. Being right wasn't enough. You needed power, or someone with power to care. Lena had gotten lucky. Henry had resources and conscience. Decided her story mattered. But what about everyone else? Every person who helped and got crushed with no billionaire to expose truth? They stayed crushed. Still, this was something. One system changed. One pattern exposed. One fund protecting future helpers. Not perfect justice, but real justice. Incremental. Documented. Fought for. Friday morning, Lena received calls. News outlets wanting interviews. Organizations wanting her to speak about discrimination. Offers to share her story. She declined most. This wasn't about fame. Wasn't about her becoming symbol. But she agreed to one. Local community center where she'd grown up. Place that helped her mother. Place that helped families like hers. She spoke to a room of 30 people. Working-class families, single parents, people grinding through multiple jobs, raising kids, trying to survive. I'm not hero, Lena said. I stopped because I couldn't walk past. That's not exceptional. That's baseline humanity. Problem is, we've created a world where baseline humanity gets punished. Looked around room. How many of you have helped someone and paid price for it? Lost hours at work, got written up for being late, chose someone else's emergency over your obligation and suffered consequences? Every hand went up. Every single one. That's the system. Punishing compassion. Rewarding people who protect themselves first. And it works because most of us can't afford to be punished, can't risk losing job, losing home, losing stability. I got lucky. Man I saved had resources to fight back, had power to change system. But most people don't have that. Most people who do right thing and get crushed, they stay crushed. Pause. So what do? We document. We speak up when we can. We support each other. We remember that system punishing compassion is broken system, not system we're failing. And we keep stopping. Keep helping. Keep choosing humanity even when it costs us. Because alternative is becoming people who walk past. Becoming Jennifer Kwan. Becoming system that crushes others. That's not who we are. That's not who we'll become. Room was silent. Then one woman started clapping. Then another. Then everyone. Lena left feeling something shift. Not hope, exactly. Something more grounded. Recognition. Solidarity. Shared understanding that fight wasn't over, would never be over, but was worth fighting. 6 months later, Lena at Whitmore Global Headquarters, Boston, office 20th floor overlooking harbor. Moved with Noah. Apartment near good school. He got into Northeastern Engineering full scholarship. Laptop replaced. Applications funded. Future secured. Lena worked as Henry's executive assistant. $75,000 annually. Health insurance. Paid time off. More than job found purpose. Henry made her point person for Compassionate Action Fund. Reviewed applications from people who'd lost jobs. Income stopping to help emergencies. Hundreds of applications. Teachers missing meetings helping students. Healthcare workers staying late with dying patients, getting written up. Service workers calling late performing CPR. System crushed compassionate people constantly. Lena caught some before they fell. Atlas Solutions overhauled. New management, new hiring. Compassion as core competency meant something now. Jennifer Kwan fired, blacklisted, faced lawsuit from 14 rejected candidates. Settled. Pattern documented. Precedent established. But Jennifer wasn't anomaly, was symptom. System rewarding callousness, punishing compassion existed everywhere. Still small victories mattered. Each person fund supported was one system didn't crush. One Tuesday morning, Lena walking through Boston Common saw elderly woman on bench, clutching chest, breathing irregularly. People flowed past, glanced, kept walking. Lena stopped, knelt. "Ma'am, you okay? Calling help?" Called 911, stayed, monitored vitals, waited. She'd be late to 9 a.m. meeting with Henry and board. Important, quarterly review. She stayed anyway. Paramedics arrived. Loaded woman. Lena gave statement. Arrived office 9:47-47 minutes late. Henry waiting at her desk. "I heard. Woman on common. You stopped." "Sorry I'm late." "Can wait. Always can." Henry smiled. "That's the point. Meetings reschedule, reports delay. But moment someone needs help, that's moment mattering." Handed coffee. "How is she?" "Stable. Hospital said I probably saved her life." "Probably, definitely, like you saved mine." Paused. "When I hired you, people questioned. Said sentimental. Rewarding emotion rather than qualifications." "I know. They were wrong. You're exceptional. Not despite compassion because of it. You see people. Prioritize what matters. That's skill companies should value, not punish." Preaching to choir. "Worth saying." Looked serious. "World will keep testing you. Keep putting you where doing right costs something. You'll keep stopping. That's who you are." Warning or compliment? Both. And promise that here, stopping won't cost you. It'll be valued. Lena thought about Union Station. Choice that destroyed and saved her. People since she'd helped, supported, protected. Noah thriving. Apartment home, job purpose. Woman on common alive because Lena couldn't walk past. Some principles worth everything. Worth risking everything. Worth fighting to protect. Compassion wasn't weakness. Wasn't liability. Wasn't flaw. Was strength. Was humanity. Was thing making life worth living. Lena learned hardest way. Paid price. Nearly lost everything. But also learned systems could change. Patterns could break. Power could be wielded for justice. Not always. Not everywhere. But sometimes. Sometimes was enough. Would you have stopped that morning? Would you stop tomorrow when you see someone needing help? When stopping costs you something real. Share this if you believe compassion should be protected, not punished. Every story shared reminds we're not alone, that choosing humanity over convenience matters, even when world says it doesn't.
This was a fictional dramatized story, but the message is real. Now I want you to take. Was it justice? Or was it too far? Comment below, hit like, and subscribe to Black Voices Uncut Plus for the next Uncut Post.